out here playing no games. Let's go. Motherfucking devils, man. Alright. So we're back out here again. You know what I'm saying? Highways and byways. First and foremost, we want to start off by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah Akwadash. Alright? Shalom wa barakim ha'aman bakiyar, which is to say Salakia. Shalom wa barakim ha'aman bakiyar, which is to say peace and blessings to the faithful elect, only of Yasha Allah. Alright? Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And you know, we back out here again. I'm your brother Shariat. To my right is
it's your brother Mahar.
All right,
Shalom.
We just gonna go into it, Khan. So go bring that out. What you got? Habakkuk 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Yeah, go ahead.
This Habakkuk 2 and 2.
Come.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
All right, we can start at 1.
Habakkuk 2 and 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
All right, so that's what's going on. We've been set upon the tower. You know what I'm saying? When you come into this truth, you're set up as to be a watchman, man. All right? The Lord ain't having men that's not going to know what's going on, man. Everybody got different, spiritual gifts, different lots in the truth. But ultimately, every man in the truth knows what's going on, right? And we're standing upon our watch right now. We're not lost in the sauce. You're not gonna have characters like Polite be able to, even though he's old news, Polite, Vocab Malone, you know what I'm saying? Be able, Vocab Cristobal Cologne, they're not gonna be able to confound us, you know what I'm saying, or anything. They're not gonna be able to, they shouldn't be able to come up and infiltrate, because you understand when you come in this truth. Read that again, you understand this. Verse 1.
Habakkuk 2 and 1.
Come.
I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
So you understand, you've been set upon a tower, and you're gonna stand like they say in the world. Stand on your square. You know what I'm saying? On your P's and Q's. That's what you're gonna do, man. You're not gonna, and it's for you to know what's going on. That's what a watchman is set up for. You go into the ancient history of the ancient kingdoms and stuff like that. I was just watching a documentary on the Byzantine Empire. Very good documentary or whatever. And it was just talking about, it's called the engineering of the Byzantines. Because our people, you know what I'm saying, we master builders. Esau steals everything from us. That's what he says to be a mason is. You know what I'm saying? Masonry is. Why? How we know we mason builders? Not mason builders, master builders, right? Because we built the pyramids, right? We built America. You still can't figure out how the so-called Mexicans built the pyramids in Egypt. People don't even know it's pyramids in Egypt. Yes, Ichiria, I believe is how you pronounce it in Mexico. Look it up, man. Straight pyramids. So how does the pyramids is only found on the eastern side of the world, right? The eastern hemisphere. How the hell you get pyramids on the western side? Where no one was ever dwelling. Because the people from the eastern hemisphere who built those pyramids, which were the slaves in those kingdoms, which would be Egypt, right? They escaped another captivity, right? And they were actually the Israelites the entire time, right? The chosen people of God. So they had understanding upon understanding. You know how they say racks on racks on racks? We had knowledge on knowledge on knowledge. Wisdom on wisdom on wisdom. Understanding on understanding. And they came over here and they did the same thing, right? But my point of mentioning all that is, when they was talking about on the Byzantine Empire, it was basically saying like how you see a lot of some of this is where you think Esau gets a lot of his understanding of architecture from. This is real ancient type of what's the word you want to call it? These are just basically like ancient type buildings or whatever.
Designs.
Yeah, designs, layout, architecture. You know what I'm saying? And basically what they was going into, the Byzantine Empire, they was real war-minded. That's when the so-called blacks ruled Europe, right? And they had built like fortified walls. So you know how Trump wants to build a wall? They had a wall in front of a wall, in front of a wall. Like 3 walls, like crazy. They had, like how we was talking about the other day. Everybody look at the ancient times like everything has devolved. We're gonna get back into the point in a second, but just to edify. No, everything has devolved. People think when you think of the ancient times, everything was just rocks. What Esau put in your damn mind? The hairy caveman who just happened to hit a stick on a rock and made fire. That shit wasn't going on like that. For y'all it probably was, but not for us. We was very civilized, man. Civilized. They show you the aqueducts. What is an aqueduct? That's how we got our water supply. An aqueduct, if you take this building and you run it across to that building, like it's like a gutter that's on the roof, right? How it runs across your roof. You will run a gutter across this building to that building, and then you will put another one next to it. You will pour one as waste coming in, and they had it to where it would tilt, and you will have another one coming out. I mean, basically you have one coming in and one coming out, like one for waste and one from the rain. You know what I'm saying? Fresh water. You have to see it to understand it. But my whole point is, another thing they had in the towers, they had towers built for the watchmen to stand on for anybody that would try to infiltrate the thing, right? For the watchmen. And the point being, like I said, what was those guys' points to stand watch? And they were set up so they could stand watch. Because another thing they went into is that those towers too, they weren't just like it was just this big tall tower and they stood on the top of it. They said those towers were so big that they were like castles themselves. One tower along the whole city. So you have one brother on one, another brother on one, another Jake, and they were all Jakes on one. So they pretty much, you can probably pretty much guess they lived in those towers. Your towers is truth. Your tower is his understanding. You're standing watch on this understanding, this enlightenment that the Most High gave you, and you're living in that. That would be your tower, right? You can bring it up. Verse 2.
And the book is that sniper rifle.
Huh?
I say the book is the sniper rifle.
Exactly. Because you got to be able to kill and kill that noise, right? Stop all that nonsense. How you gonna do it? How you gonna defend your nation, right? With knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Wisdom is what? The application of what you know. You know what I'm saying? And you can be better at what you apply, right? Which will be your understanding, right? Your understanding developing. You know what I'm saying? And understanding why you need to apply what you know. You be like, damn, when I don't eat this, I feel like this. I feel way better. That's the understanding. So that's where you get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. People don't even know what wisdom is. When you make a move, someone calls you wise. The old guy calls you wise. That was wise, young fella. What was wise? What you did. Wisdom is application. So if you're not doing something, you're not wise. You're not wise just because you're smart. That's knowledge. You got to do it. Keep going. And that's very simple. That's the point.
Start at 1.
No, you can go to 2.
Habakkuk 2 and 2.
Right.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
So this the vision. That same vision of all. And you make it plain. You don't talk to people in difficult ways, man. Especially Jake. They got short attention spans. Jake can tell you quick, man. Hey, man, speak English to me, man. You know what I'm saying? You got, unlike these hypocrites, these damn semantic playing ass dudes like Polite. Read that again, Baba Kusha.
Habakkuk 2 and 2.
Come.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables,
Why?
that he may run that readeth it.
See? So react quick. Damn. You said, man, it's like it's this simple. This is how Jake needs to understand everything you tell. This is how Jake needs to understand everything you tell him. When you bleed, what you do? You cover it, right?
Yeah,
and you do what? You put pressure on it. So it can what?
stop bleeding.
It's that simple. Jake do that immediately. That's how he got to hear everything. So that's the technique you want to use when you teach as a watchman. Not like fucking goddamn these niggas that play these semantic games. That's why they don't. That's why they can't defeat us.
Must be dead trying to get all the big words up.
Come on, man. Shit don't stick. They don't hold. Jake can't do nothing with that.
Halt. Stop it the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shoot.
Shit is crazy, man. That nigga don't. They can't hold. What they say? What's that saying going? You can't hold water to a well. You know what I'm saying? You can't bust a grape in a fruit fight with that, man. Come up talking all that. We playing up here, man. The Lord said, write it. Read that one more time.
Habakkuk 2 and 2. And the Lord answered me, and Yahweh answered me, and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables,
There you go, man.
that he may run that readeth it.
So there you go, man. And that's how we do it. When you making your sons, you put it together in a plain way that Jake can understand, man. You know what I'm saying? Real key example. Everything should be plain. It should be enough. You give them what they need, and you know these mothers are simple and they hard-headed. So that's how you want to talk to them.
Scoot back a little bit.
It's like when you hear a child say something bright, you be like, they don't know all those big words. They just say some real genius stuff in the most simplest way. That's why the Father, once again, wants you to be like a child. And that was so heavy when you mentioned that, when you said on the Salaki.
Scoot back just a little bit. That's a step.
That was so heavy when you said that. When you watch the movie The Matrix, they even show you that, right? The Oracle had what around? Children. I didn't even think of that. I was like,
Bro, that shit came.
I was like,
that shit came to me in the
goddamn.
middle of the night, bro. I think about everything, especially like when the book speak of children, I be thinking like, ooh, so it's talking about being innocent in your mind, being broken, because that's how Neo was. That's why the child spoke to him in a certain way for him to understand how to use the power.
yep. And then that show and then that moment also shows you in the movie too. When you think back to that exact scene you talking about, the child even seen Neo as a child.
Exactly. She's talking to him like, hey, dog.
Yeah.
It's simple. The spoon simply bends. You're not bending the spoon.
And we like in that to
That's
what?
what
He
we
was
like.
yeah, basically the world, you know, it's you don't let the world control you, you control the world. You know what I'm saying? But the whole point is the child thing. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's why the Father stresses these key things. People will never understand this. You want me to be like my 6-year-old daughter? You can never tell no damn grown, stanky twat ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's too old of a wine bottle.
Yeah, they old. That box beat. She gets drunk. She got bills. They ain't hearing that, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. That's why we talk the way we talk. We talk raw and plain. They want us to be up here and all this. Like we didn't go to Cambridge University. The Father don't deal with that. We were men he set up and that lived certain lives to where we wouldn't come out here and be no goddamn hypocrites. We telling you to get your shit together because we seen the error our ways. You know what I'm saying? And and a lot of men came in through fear. So the Most High shook a lot of men up. So we keep it playing with you, man. You talk to Mars real simple. We should be enough to just tell Jake, yo, bro, if you don't get your life together, the Lord gonna kill you. God is gonna kill you. Does God kill? Simple questions. Everything's plain. I can bring out the next scripture. Whoever got it. Yeah.
Isaiah 40:4.
Come.
Every valley shall be exalted, every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain.
Plain, plain, plain. You know what I'm saying? Plain. In other words, that scripture is saying everything's gonna be made how it needs to, how it's supposed to be, right? You bring down the high-minded. You need to be humble. Let me make you how you need to be. You feel me? You can read that one more time, all right?
Isaiah 40:4.
Come on.
Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low.
Now stop right there. Everything how it needs to be. We got that for the main point, plain, right? Obviously. But since we're going through it, we might as well break it all down. Read that first part again.
Every valley shall be exalted.
Ezekiel 33 bring that out. The valley is who? I'm gonna bring that out. Just to show you that's that script. That's the point of that verse. That verse is telling you everything is gonna be made how it's supposed to be made. Something crooked shouldn't stay crooked, right? It's be made straight. Let's get the scripture to back that up. Remember, line upon line, precept upon precept. Here a little, there a little. Who shall he make to understand judgment? We can only show another man how the Father showed us, how he made us see it. Like, yeah, that do make sense. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying, you gonna have to show me that too.
Yeah, we can probably theme that out. I just want to get his point. What's that nigga name? Polite. You got extra and shit. Big words. No, you're 33, 36, 37. So. Yeah, there we go. One, and then they tell you who the dry bones is at the end. It says that the dry bones are this one. So we're going to do one, right? Let's go down. What it says.